This song is just for you, little kitty. Now you sit here in my lap while we sing.
Hello.
Episode 11 of Cool Album Covers.
And who is this?
I'm a rich bachelor.
Well, I'm Mark Major.
Marcy Tigner was the hardest working woman in religious Christian records for children in the 70s.
She has a really high, weird voice, doesn't she?
She's supposed to be that little doll who is named after her. And yeah, she sounds really scary. And when she says lines, like the one line from the one song where she's like, "If you don't go to Sunday school, you'll grow up to be bad." Yeah, it sounds even more like she's standing outside your door with a hatchet. This is a woman who is not into Christ-like compassion and love. And she is a doll.
She's obviously trying to brainwash kids early.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's good. I'm going to have to commend her effort.
Well, yeah, again, it's so difficult, God knows.
Our second children's cover, Fairy Tales.
I don't know what's going on here. Like, what year unknown is the part that I'm stuck on? Because I'm envisioning, like, somebody trying to pass this off on their kids in, like, 1950 or something and going, who is this, and why does he keep singing about rumble seats, you know, and coonskin coats? And
this is a very soothing record.
Oh.
Rudy Vallee is very soothing when he gives you the straight on all the fairy tales. He's just soothing.
Does he sing these?
No, he just talks.
Oh, wow. And then suddenly a crooning frog arrived.
This is Rudy Vallee in a room with a microphone reading out loud from a book of fairy tales.
Right.
And it's very soothing.
It's Lost Weekend. It was like 72 hours of pure mescaline hell. Yeah, I don't even remember where I got this. I mean, like, I think I got it for free. Someone at some point or another was rather hopefully asking for 10 cents. So, and yeah, sung and played by Uncle Tom. Well, you'll notice how he promises you 80 songs. There are indeed 80 songs on there, and it's sung in a giant medley. There's no break at all between the songs.
Oh, awful.
Except for him to sit there and, like, crack wise with you. Well, right before he does I Love Little Pussy, he's just like, I love little pussy. Remember this one, kids? And then he's like, I love little pussy. Her coat is so warm. If I do nothing to her, she'll do me no harm. I'll sit here beside her and give her food. And she will love me because I am gentle and good. It's so messed up.
I read on someone else's blog that the person on the recording is actually going by the name Uncle Don. And it only says Uncle Tom on the cover. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that. I've never done any serious research on this album. I like, though, that the kids have been left alone in a sinister photography studio surrounded by a bunch of leering Christmas figurines, and they will live there until the boy, anyway, grows up to be Stone Phillips, I believe, or perhaps Tom Brokaw.
I was tricked on this. I thought it was going to be
Vince Giraldi jazz?
No, I thought it was going to be some spoken word audio.
Wow.
Because I was really into sampling at the time, sampling spoken word stuff to use in music, so I picked this up thinking it would be something cool, and it's just a bunch of Broadway tunes.
Yeah, from the, I think, relatively ill-fated production of You're a Good Man. I had the script of this when I was a little kid. I, too, got kind of jacked on that one because, you know, I had all those little Charlie Brown books. And, yeah, one day, looking at it, I was like, oh, well, here's one I haven't bought, although I'm a little unclear why it looks so strange. And, indeed, it's a script in the middle, all the pictures, where the guy playing Snoopy looked more or less like Bob Gilligan, Denver, or Bob Maynard G. Krebs, Denver.
There we are again on the set of Dobie Gillis. Our last children's record.
Conducted by a Morlock, I see.
Conducted by a Morlock, yes. This is a children's introduction to good music, if good music was Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies.
And it is.
And it is. This is some old creepy guy's idea that kids should be listening to Tchaikovsky.
Well, and indeed, every December that's what ends up happening. You know, as legions of somewhat hopeful parents take their kids to the Nutcracker.
This is their introduction to it.
Yeah. I mean, this is your record. What else is on there? Or actually, I guess I can look. In the Hall of the Mountain King, that...
Savage.
I mean, that was co-opted by somebody at some point in the 80s as, like, you know, a breakfast cereal or a really, really bad toy figurine turned into a cartoon kind of thing. And then Erasure did a cover of it, oddly enough, and it confused the living hell out of all of the kind of musically illiterate people that I knew at the time, because they were just like, but isn't that the sugar plum sugar cereal commercial? And I'm like, no. It's depressing. And again, if that thing comes over here with its little baton and its lack of a face, I'm gonna have to kill it.
It's already dead. And that will conclude this episode, Children's Records.
Right on.
When Mr. Satan knocks at my